Welcome to the part 39 of the Gregg Shorthand course. In this video, we're going to have a look at joined prefixes and suffixes. Alright, so suppose we have a word called perhaps, and we have another word called process, and another word like pursue. So if you can notice in these three words, we have this per here in this word, and in the word process we have this pro, and in the pursue we have this per. So we can simply represent these three by per, which means like this. So we can simply write this perhaps word like, alright, like this. So we use this PR here, alright, to represent our per. Then we have this P and S. We can also put a dot above here to represent our hey or H, right? So that's how we made the perhaps word. We use this PR here to represent our per. Next we can make this process word like this. This is our P, or we used PR again to represent our pro in this word, and this is our 2S, which is says. So this is our word process. Let's take this word pursue, so we can make the pursue word simply like this. This is our, we again use this PR to represent our per in this word, and then we use this S and this oo hook to represent our oo sound. So this is our word pursue. So we can simply represent per, pro, or per by PR. Alright, let's take another word like trouble, and another word like noble. So if you can notice, in both of these words we have BLE and BL. So if you can notice, we have this BLE in both of these words. In both these words we have bill, right? So we can simply represent this bill by just B, which is a long curve like this. So we can make the trouble word like this. Right, this is our T, short stroke. Then we have small short curve, which is R. Then we just use the B, right, to represent our bull. So we can call this word as trouble. In the same way, we have this noble word. So we can make the noble word like this. Right, this is our short stroke, which is N. And we have this O hook to represent our O sound. Then we have this just B to represent our bull. So this is our word noble. Let's take another word like a word called simple, and another word called ample. So if you can notice, we have this PLE and PLE in both these words. We have pull. So we can simply represent pull by just P, which is a short curve like this. Alright, so this is shorter than B because B is the long curve. So we can make the simple word like this. Alright, this is S. Then we have small circle to represent our E sound, E vowel. Then we have this long stroke, which is M. Then we have this just P to represent our pull. So this we can call this word as simple. So we can make this ample word now like this. This is our big circle to represent our S sound, A vowel, and we have long stroke, which is M. Then we just use the P to represent our pull. So we can call this word as ample. Alright, let's take another word like a word called element, element. And let's take another word like settlement. So if you can notice in both these words we have this ment. So we can simply represent the ment by just M, which is long stroke like this. So we can write this element word like this. So we have first of all this small circle which is A to represent our A sound, which is A vowel. Then we have this long curve which is L. Then we again have this A vowel because it is pronounced as element. So we have A, then L, then A again. Then we finally made this just long stroke which is M to represent our ment. So this is our word element. So now we have the settlement word. So we can make the settlement word like this. Alright, so this is our first of all S. Then we made this small circle to represent our vowel sound. Then we have this T. Alright, like this, if you can notice. Then we have this L which is long curve. Then we finally made this long stroke which is M. Just M we made just M to represent our ment. So we can call this word as settlement. Alright, so that was all about this video.